of this insect is a two-dimensional vector. Displacement is a two-dimensional vector because the body is moving in a plane. A plane is bound by two axes, x-axis and y-axis. The motion of the body is controlled by, or it is measured using the displacement along the x-axis and also the displacement along the y-axis. Though the body is moving the plane, then the body will have displacement both along the x-axis and also y-axis. Then such motion is called a two-dimensional motion. In this case, the insect is moving on the plane such that the displacement has two dimensions. One is x-axis value and also y-axis value. So we say that the displacement can have, or displacement can be split into two components. So any vector in two dimensions must have two components, one x component and the other is y component. Suppose this is the vector, this vector is vector r, right? This is the two-dimensional vector. So two-dimensional vector means we can make the coordinate axis here. This is x-axis and this is y-axis. X-axis and the y-axis. Suppose this angle is equal to theta. This is a vector r, a two-dimensional vector. Displacement vector of an insect moving on the surface of a table is this one. R is the resultant vector, right? That is a two-dimensional vector. This two-dimensional vector is bound by two axes. Okay. So now you see you are taking two perpendiculars drawn to x-axis and y-axis. Okay. Suppose at any instant t, the position, the displacement or the vector along the x-axis is only up this much, and vector along the y-axis this much. Right? Suppose when the body is moving in the plane at any instant, this is the position of the body. From that position, two perpendiculars are drawn. Then the displacement of the body in the x-axis is equal to ox, and the displacement of the body along the y-axis is equal to o. Right? We have to find what is vector ox and also what is vector oy. Then the problem is over. The vector is split into two components. Right? Okay. This is the situation. Right? Suppose this is equal to OC, you can take. Okay. So now in this triangle, you can say that in this triangle, which is in right angle triangle, in RT triangle, OCX, in right angle triangle, OCX, OX by OC, OX divided by OC is equal to cos theta, we can write. Can we write? Yes, we can write. Therefore, OX is equal to OC cos theta. Right? Then suppose this O to X, this is equal to vector X. Right? The magnitude of that is equal to simply X cos theta also we can write. Or you put it as equal to M, right? Right? And this is equal to OC OM divided by OC. Therefore, vector OM is equal to OC cos theta. OM is equal to vector X. What is OM? OM is the component of this vector R along the x-axis. Okay. So both are coming as X. That is why confusing. I put it, changed it to yeah, right. Therefore, vector this is vector OM is equal to what? OC means capital R. That is vector X is equal to the magnitude of the vector X is equal to R cos theta, we can write. Magnitude of the vector X is equal to R cos theta, we can write. This can also be done as Xi. Magnitude, the vector along the x-axis can be represented either by vector X or X in the unit vector I, we can write. So this is vector Y, we will write. This is equal to Y into unit vector J also we can write. Okay, that is very simple. What is this? X is the magnitude of the component of this vector R. Magnitude of the component of this vector R, right? That is equal to R cos theta. So X component of a vector lying in a plane is equal to R cos theta, right? And Y component, what you write? Suppose this is theta. This also will be theta. This is a parallelogram we have made. Very simple, right? Now we'll try again from the same triangle, again from the same RC triangle, you will find sine theta. What is sine theta? Opposite side by hypotenuse. That means this is equal to OM, and suppose I am taking this as equal to OM. Please change it. Okay. Then sine theta is equal to ON, opposite side by hypotenuse. ON divided by OC is equal to sine theta. We can write. Or ON is equal to OC sine theta. What is OC? OC is equal to R. Therefore, what is Y? This is equal to Y. Magnitude. I'm talking only magnitude. Right? Yeah. Y is equal to R sine theta. So we have split the vectors into two components. X component of a two-dimensional vector is given by X is equal to R cos theta and Y is equal to R sine theta. Suppose this is a force. A body is acted upon by a force lying in a plane. Therefore, suppose this is force. Then, what is the X component of the force? X component of the force is equal to Fx. Then we will call it as Fx. Fx. That means F component of the force Fx is equal to what we can write. That is equal to F cos theta we can write. In the same way, the Y component of the force Fy is equal to F sin theta also we can write. Right? These are the component of a vector. So a two-dimensional vector can be resolved into two components. Always remember that. Dot component which makes an angle theta will be always cos theta component. And other will also be cos theta component only. Because if this is theta, this will be 90 minus theta. Therefore, this vector is equal to cos 90 minus theta. Cos 90 minus theta is equal to sin theta as we got. That is why we are getting sin theta. So a two-dimensional vector can be split into two components. And these components, one is cos theta component of the resultant vector, and other is sin theta component of the resultant vector. Right? So this is what is called, these components are also called as resolution components. Sometimes they are also called as orthogonal components. Orthogonal components also they are called. Orthogonal components and sometimes also called as perpendicular components. Why? Because these two components are having an angle between them is equal to 90 degrees. Sometimes they are also called as rectangular components. All are same. The rectangular components, orthogonal components, simply resolution components, perpendicular components, all are same. They are the split values of a big vector. A vector in two dimensions can be resolved into two components. One component will be cos theta component of that vector. Or if F is the big vector, what is the cos component of cosine component of that? F cos theta. If F is the resultant vector, what is this? What is the other component? That is equal to F sin theta. F cos theta is one component. F sin theta is another component. Am I correct? Okay. This is what. So component vector is over. Next, what I'm going to tell you is a very simple thing. That is, now we have seen that in this case, what is suppose you will take as equal to, suppose you take as Fx and this is equal to Fy. Fy is equal to F sin theta. Fx is equal to what? F cos theta. Right? Okay. Now, these two are added up as squared and added. What will you write? You will get Fx square plus Fy square is equal to F square cos square theta plus F square sin square theta. Right? F square sin square theta. These two values Fx and Fy are squared and added together. You will get Fx square plus Fy square is equal to Fx F cos theta square. Fy square, that means Fy square means the squared and added. You will get this as equal to F square into sin square theta plus cos square theta. Yeah, cos square theta plus sin square theta. Sin square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. Am I correct? Therefore, we can write this as equal to simply F square. Therefore, F is equal to the total resultant vector F is equal to square root of fx square plus fy square. It's a very, very beautiful situation. So in two-dimensional vectors, any two-dimensional vector can resolve into two components. Each component, one component is cosine component, other component is sine component, right? Okay. Or vector x and vector y. Vector x and vector y. Suppose that I say a two-dimensional vector, vector r is equal to vector x, vector x plus vector y. I can write in the same way. This is vector r, resultant vector r. And this is one component along the x-axis. This is other component along the y-axis. So if I say vector r is equal to vector x plus vector y, then what is the magnitude of this vector? So this is magnitude only I'm writing, right? This magnitude of the vector is equal to magnitude of the vector is equal to vector r with an arrowhead. That is equal to square root of x square plus y square. Very, very simple. Very, very simple. Any two-dimensional vector that can have two components. The magnitude of the vector is equal to under root x square plus magnitude of x and magnitude of y. What is magnitude of x? That means the magnitude of the component along the x-axis. What is y? That is magnitude of the component y component along the of that vector along the y-axis. Okay, so this is a very simple thing. Suppose the resultant vector is vector r. Vector r is equal to vector s plus vector y. This can also be written like this. That means x into unit vector I plus y into unit vector I. Then also you will write